Morning of July
man
24,
across the globe.
2025, the world of wrestling and pop culture fell silent. Hulk Hogan, real name Terry Gene Bollea, aged 71, passed away from cardiac arrest at his home in Clearwater, Florida. It was a shockwave so powerful fans around the globe stopped in their tracks. For millions, he was more than a wrestler. He was a symbol, immortal, indestructible, unforgettable. Paramedics were called early that Thursday morning after Hogan collapsed. Despite more than 30 minutes of resuscitation efforts, he was pronounced dead at Morton Plant Hospital soon after arrival. His passing came despite prior surgeries and public reassurance from his wife, Skye, that he was on the mend. This wasn't just news. It felt impossible. Hogan was the hero who tore his shirt, flexed in ripped yellow trunks, and told a generation to train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. So when that final heartbeat stopped, it felt personal. Within hours, tributes streamed in across social media and headlines.
He was a very special person. I got to know him very well.
WWE kicked off SmackDown in Cleveland, opening with a 10-bell salute and a video montage honoring the man who helped build the company into an international powerhouse. Triple H, now WWE's chief content officer, took center stage. He said,
"Yesterday, we lost one of the biggest and most globally recognized icons in the world. A man I grew up watching, was fortunate enough to share the ring with, and like so many of us, were honored to call a friend. Please help us honor him now as we give a 10-bell salute to Terry Bollea."
That statement echoed across the ring and resonated with millions watching worldwide. As the roster stood behind him, fans began chanting the name Hogan. Not somber, thunderous. Because Hulkamania doesn't mourn quietly. It roars. In stark contrast to the bright persona of Hogan was the dark mystique of The Undertaker. A man of few public words, but when he spoke, it mattered. He simply wrote, "The wrestling world has lost a true legend. His contributions to our business are immeasurable. Thank you, Hulk Hogan." And his on-screen brother Kane added, "Hulk Hogan was a true legend. I was fortunate to work with him. It was easy to impersonate the Hulkster because I practiced it in the mirror 1,000 times." These short statements packed decades of mutual respect and rivalry into moments of raw grief. Then came Ric Flair, Hogan's longtime rival and friend. His message was raw, personal. "I am absolutely shocked to hear about the passing of my close friend Hulk Hogan. He was always there for me, even when I didn't ask. He visited me in the hospital when I had a 2% chance of living. He prayed at my bedside. He lent me money when my son Reed was sick. Hulkster, no one will ever compare to you." Flair's daughter, Charlotte, reminded fans of Hogan's kindness when her father faced a health crisis. "When I nearly lost my dad, one of the few people there was Hulk Hogan. My heart breaks for Nick and Brooke. Rest in peace, brother." Their words show. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shared one of the most emotional tributes. He called Hogan his childhood hero and recounted a meaningful story from Madison Square Garden in 1984. He caught a Hulkster headband in the crowd and returned it. Hogan promised to send him another, and he did. That gesture changed a 12-year-old kid's life. He went on to say their WrestleMania X8 match in 2002 was one of the career highlights he never expected. Though Johnson won the bout, the crowd was all for Hogan, and he thanked him. "Thank you for the house, brother. You drew the house. You sold out every arena. Millions watched wrestling because of Hulk Hogan." The Rock ended. "From deep in my bones, thank you for the house." It's words like these that remind us Hogan wasn't just a draw. He was a mentor, a torch passer, and a hero to the next generation. Paul Levesque, known to millions as Triple H and now WWE's CCO, reflected on Hogan's importance in shaping the business. He wrote, "WWE would not be where it is today without the larger-than-life characters. and few, if any, loomed larger than Terry Hulk Hogan Bollea. He was the archetype of what it meant to be a superstar, a global sensation. There was no one like the Hulkster, and there very well may never be another. He acknowledged Hogan was key to building WWE into a global brand, saying Hogan's charisma and magnetism captivated audiences worldwide. His message closed with condolences to Hogan's family and fans, reflecting both industry reverence and human loss. Sylvester Stallone remembered Hogan, not as a wrestler, but as a showman, a man who lit up rooms and films alike. He recalled casting Hogan in Rocky III as Thunderlips decades ago. This guy had a glow about him, a force to be reckoned with. He was very smart, willing to do anything to make the show better. He was like a magician in fight scenes. Stallone called his passing a tragic loss, and irreplaceable. When a global icon passes, admiration comes not just for the athlete, but for the performer, the star, the human behind it all. Tributes weren't limited to big stars. Fans from Japan to Brazil posted tear-jerking stories. Some held candlelight vigils outside Tokyo's wrestling halls. Others shared VHS covers and reenacted his iconic poses with young kids. A widely shared memory included, "My dad worked nights, but Saturday mornings we watched wrestling together. I was Ultimate Warrior, he was Hulk Hogan. Now I can't stop crying." It wasn't just nostalgia, it was shared family moments. Hogan was time spent with loved ones, a beacon during tough years, and a reminder that good could triumph, even in scripted contests. The wrestling world and the entertainment industry lost one of its greatest performers. But the story doesn't end in that whirlwind of shock and mourning. Hogan's legacy lives on in merchandise, catchphrases, and the countless wrestlers he inspired. He helped launch WWF into a cultural phenomenon, headlined WrestleMania after WrestleMania, and even evolved into Hollywood Hogan with the NWO in the 1990s. Yes, his legacy includes controversy, racism scandal, public missteps that many will forever debate. But the simple truth, he left behind a legacy unmatched by many, for better or worse. When the noise dies down and catchphrases fade, sometimes what stays is the feeling. Standing ringside in awe, hearing his music hit, watching the crowd go wild. That feeling doesn't die, it echoes. So here's what's next. Drop a comment with your favorite Hulk moment. Was it WrestleMania 3 versus Andre? Rocky 3? Or learning to believe in yourself because of that yellow bandana and booming voice? Subscribe for more tributes, legacy pieces, and wrestling stories that shaped generations. Because Hogan may be gone, but Hulkamania runs wild, forever.